The Investment Migration Insider had a real good article dealing with this new change with the My Second Home program in Malaysia. This program came out many years ago, and I'll be honest with you, that and I would say probably the Philippine residency by investment was probably the most popular programs, residency programs, I think, in the world. We got more hits off those two programs than any other type programs. But they have really messed this program up. I mean, it's just, whoever did this had to be a real bureaucrat because they're going to lose a lot of business from this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some of the changes they had here today in this video and tell you my thoughts on this, and then you can go from there. Also, if you want to legally learn how to get your income taxes to zero, or how to get a second passport as quick as 45 days, and you're making at least 150,000 US dollars a year, and you got a net worth at least 1 million US, and you want to get your taxes down low, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, hit that top bar that says apply with us. Fill out the questions, hit that bottom bar that says send it to us. We'll be glad to get back with you. And also don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen right here, and also the notification bell next to that. You'll get new videos as they come out automatically. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below and I'll be glad to get back with you and see what I can do to help solve whatever problem you got. All right, now it went on to say that why my second homers were thrown under the bus by politicians who should take their capital to Portugal. Now, I got a better idea. Don't take it to Portugal and still be taxed. Take it to St. Kitts. Okay, you're a lot better off. You get your taxes to zero doing that. The recent announcement by Malaysia that it would reopen its popular My Second Home program was, almost 2 years of suspension is both welcome and also worrisome. They went on to say that the My Second Home program has been a leading choice within the investment migration industry for years. In fact, it's not only rivaled the US EB-5 and Turkish citizenship by investment in terms of client interest, but was at one point the world's largest investor visa program. But that was before the pandemic in 2019. Now, 3 changes to the My Second Home are worth noting. Number one is they're mandating now a new 90-day per year fiscal residency requirement. Number 2 is they're going to be raising the fixed deposit requirement to US $236,000. And number 3 is raising the liquid asset requirement to $350,000 US. Now, the first change makes participating in the program increasingly difficult, if not impossible, for seasonal vacationers that work elsewhere. The latter 2 changes simply place the My Second Home on the level of other citizenship by investment programs, but without the benefits. Now, what they're talking about without the benefits, you're investing the same as you're getting with a citizenship by investment, but you're not going to get the passport with the My Second Home program. That's the big gotcha right there. Now, before it was so popular because you didn't have to put any money in this program, and when you don't have a lot of money that you got to put in it, it attracts a lot of people. But now, man, it's totally different. They went on to say here that taken together, the changes put the My Second Home out of reach of existing program holders who are now being forced to find alternatives. Now, what the changes to the My Second Home demonstrate is that governments elsewhere or everywhere are quite capable of acting in a high-handed and bizarre fashion in order to garner votes, especially when they feel threatened. Now, in this case, Malaysian Prime Minister Yadin Yassin is facing a widespread collapse of political support due to his complete mishandling of the economy and the country's COVID response. As a result, the country has experienced a 5.6% GDP contraction. In 2020, it's worst performance since 1998. That was the Asian financial crisis. The unusual results have ensued or ensued, including currency devaluation. I'll tell you something, their currency has been really hit, the ringgit. That's really affected a lot of people's pocketbook there. But the unusual results have ensued, including currency devaluation, the collapse of personal buying power, and general political instability through suspension of the country's democratic system of government. With the possibility of his parliamentary coalition collapsing, Mr. Yazdan's political life is at stake, so he's looking to shore up his nationalist base. And then My Second Home recipients are an easy target, as their investments over the years have driven up the price of the real estate, making it more difficult for locals to purchase homes. Hence the My Second Home reforms, which target people who are not voters. Now, halfway around the world, in Europe, we're finding similar governmental response with catastrophic results. Cyprus abruptly closed its CIP last November because of the passport granting scandal involving all aspects of the political system. The government of the day tried to limit the fallout prior to an upcoming parliamentary election. The results have been stark. 10 months ago, or 10 months on, the government is still around, but the economic or the separate real estate market is essentially a collapse because the citizenship by investment was the main economic driver of the boom. Yes, the country does have a permanent residency solution, but it's simply not competitive in comparison to Portugal's program, which represents a textbook example of a country getting investment migration right and keeping it so. I still say that there's a lot better programs. St. Kitts is one of them. Portugal's got high income taxes. I've told people before. Sure, you can go in the non-habitual residency regime, but they're still going to tax you if you're not being taxed somewhere else. It's not, you're not going to get around all taxes. You're not going to get your taxes to zero. Now, Portugal was the first EU jurisdiction to offer residency by investment, and then coining the term Golden Visa. The Golden Visa program offers residents in Portugal with the opportunity to apply for permanent residency or Portuguese citizenship after 5 years. The initial residence permit is issued for 1 year and is renewable for periods of 2 years thereafter. Now, the investment in Portugal covers the principal applicant, immediate family members, spouse, children, and parent dependents over 65 years of age. There are several available options in terms of compliant investments. For example, investing a minimum of 500,000 in real estate or euro 350,000 in a private equity fund investment option. Now, physical presence requirements are limited to 2 weeks in the first year and 7 days thereafter. A short vacation with a wine tour will suffice. As Portugal is in the Schengen area, recipients have unfettered access to Europe. The Portugal program has been highly successful since its inception, it went on to say here, and it has greatly spurred job growth. Nevertheless, Portugal, like other countries courting investment migration driven, FDI has experienced over the years a jump in real estate prices, primarily in Lisbon, Porto, and on the coast. This is because the Golden Visa program has been heavily property focused. Along there is a growing investment fund market. This has not gone unnoticed by the minority government of Prime Minister Antonio Costa, which in 2020 announced it would amend the Golden Visa program in order to take into account voter concerns. And it went on to say that, however, Mr. Costa and his colleagues wisely did not do away with the program as did Cyprus, or make it as an unaffordable sham as did in Malaysia. Rather, the Portuguese government moved the property development options under the Golden Visa away from Lisbon, Porto, and the coast to the interior of the country, and marginally raised investment thresholds for qualified categories such as funds, deposits, etc. Additionally, birthrights or citizenship is now available to children born in Portugal to foreign parents. Thus, the Prime Minister Costa tweaked the Golden Visa in a positive way. And then he went on to say, in his opinion, the Prime Minister Costa showed great political foresight to continue to support an industry generating much needed FDI, whilst being highly respectful of Portuguese citizens and their needs. And then he went on to say, this brings me back to Malaysia and the Second Home program. What the Malaysian government has done is simply adverse to any form of functioning democracy that honestly believes in respecting people. Unlike Mr. Costa, Mr. Yazim is turning his back on thousands of investors that over the years have placed capital and created a second life in Malaysia and helped to spur economic growth. The trust that Malaysia is a good place to invest is now gone. It will no longer get better. With respect to the affected My Second Home holders, they should seriously consider fund options in Portugal, which remain at $350,000 for the remainder of the year. I got a better choice. Pick St. Kitts and Nevis. Portugal, it's going to take you 7 years to get the passport. You're going to have to pass a Portuguese test to do this. And folks, it only gives you the right to apply after 7 years. Doesn't mean you're going to get the passport. And to go and try to learn that language and go through all that stuff and then get turned down, you'd be one pissed off puppy. My advice is to go to a country where you can get the passport as quick as 45 days and get it done with. That's the easiest, best way to do it. And St. Kitts has got that best program. Now, the threshold is in keeping with the My Second Home program, and more importantly, provides a pathway to Portuguese citizenship for them and their families. Now, most notably, Portuguese citizenship gives the holder the option to live, work, or study in any one of the 27 EU countries. Now, starting in 2022, both funds and real estate investments will be the same at $500,000. So it simply becomes a question of investor choice and interest. Now, the minority government of Prime Minister Costa in Portugal has demonstrated a sensitivity to both foreigner investors and citizens that it's welcome change in the crazy pandemic world in which we now live. Now, since Portugal is a stable country and without question the euro is a highly stable currency, the golden visa is simply superior to My Second Home. I won't disagree with that, but it does not beat out the St. Kitts option. St. Kitts is so much better. I can't tell you the headaches you're going to go through of dealing in a 7-year program and still not know whether you're going to get the passport is just not the way to go. And then you got to learn that other language. And if you don't do it, then you've wasted all that time. Folks, do it in 45 days. Go with St. Kitts. It's a lot easier way to go. I'll look forward to talking to you in the next video. Take care.